Okay, just keep on going. Thank you for liking and subscribing. Thank you for clicking on this part 5. Then they take the morning break. Before the morning break, they brought up some audios of them in a plane, and Johnny Depp is just like, and then in the second audio, he's like, and then he says something about being fucked in the air, and then you can't really hear it. And then the third audio, you can hear her voice say something, and I think you can hear his voice, but that's about it. Like, those audios were completely pointless. Absolutely pointless. So then they talk about the morning break. She starts talking about how she was scared of him because she couldn't go to her apartment, Orange, because he had keys. So if you're afraid of a man, call the police. If all the woman has to do is call the police and say, I'm afraid of my ex-husband, or I'm afraid of my husband. And what are the police going to do? Okay, ma'am, give us his location and we'll pick him up. Or, okay, ma'am, we'll come to your location and we'll make a report. Where's the report? So then they start talking about May 24th. She does some horrible acting about taking out his daughter for her birthday. And she's like, so then they kept on objecting because she kept on putting people's words into her testimony, which you can't do. It's hearsay. You can't do that. And she kept on doing it. She kept on doing it. She kept on doing what she already knew she's not supposed to do. So what does that tell you about the kind of woman she is? Come on. Oops. Did I say women? Oops. That's the kind of woman she is. There's going to be someone out there. I can't believe you said that's the kind of woman she is. Ugh. So then they asked her, what did you do the next day, the next night? I cried a lot. I tried to resolve myself to leave him. I wanted to surround myself with friends. And then she uses the most typical line that they ever have in that line of work. I felt powerless. See, the thing is, when a woman that's actually been abused, when she says that, I felt powerless, like, it comes off as real. Like, it comes off like, oh man, that's fucked up. Like, oh man, I feel sorry for her. But when she said, I felt powerless. I felt powerless. Come on. Like, no. I'm sorry. No. So then she starts talking about the monster. She said that he told her he was in a blackout and he couldn't remember much. And he starts talking about the apology texts. She starts talking about an email that she sent to him to end. She wanted to end the relationship, and he ends up going to New York to fight for the relationship. And then she pulls one of the worst attempts of the whole day of trying to cry. See, what would happen is she had like a little cycle. And I figured it out. I figured out what she did. She had a cycle. What she would do is she would start a story, and then she would go into trying to cry, and she wouldn't be able to get herself to cry because no tears ever came out. And then she would end up having to come back out of those emotions because nothing ever came out. So she had to change back. And really, man, to go from to, yes, correct. To go from that to that, come on. If a woman is crying and she's distraught, she's not going to be better in 5 seconds. I mean, I think we can all establish that. I'm pretty sure we've all seen women cry and be distraught. So that's a joke. So then the next few months, she starts talking about the doctor, Dr. Kipper, who was brought on to take Johnny Depp off of Oxy or Roxy, whichever one it is. Then she claims that Johnny Depp was taking double the amount of drugs he should have been. So that way he could, and I quote, so he could get extra high before he had to detox. You see, that right there doesn't make sense again, the same as the MDMA story that she told, because if you take double those kind of drugs, you'll die. Okay? She said that, and I have it, it's later in the testimony, we'll talk about it again. She said that he took 8 or 10 MDMA pills. You're dead if you take that many. Jeez. And then she took more pictures of him drugged up. She starts talking about detoxing on the island. She says it was okay at first. It was up and down. He'd be mad at me. He wanted to have sex a lot. It felt like I was catering to his mood. Aw, Amber Heard, you were catering to his mood? Aw, you had to do something for someone other than yourself? Aw, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry you had to cater to someone other than yourself. Aw. And it's little comments like that that show you who a person is. How dare she say, it felt like I was catering to his mood. He's detoxing. He's trying to come off of Roxycontin or Roxycodone, whichever one it is. Detoxing is one of the most painful things you can go through in life. I mean, of course, what are the women going to say? Well, what about childbirth? Okay, yeah, childbirth too. But like for her to say, well, it felt like I was catering to his mood. Aw, I'm so sorry. You had to cater to someone else besides yourself being catered to. Aw, jeez. So then, now she's starting to talk about more abuse. She claims he slapped her across the face. No pictures, no evidence. She claims that he was crying at the same time while he was slapping her. So then essentially he was like... Is that what you're saying, Amber? Is that what you're saying? Is that what you're telling me? You sure about that? Oh my God. And look, I'm getting tired just for having to relive this again. She claims she was slapped. Like I said, no proof of that. Here we go. And then she says, he was accusing me of having someone in the house. See, more accusations. See, the thing about this is that if he was accusing you, I've already said that like 4 times. I'm not going to make that point again. I'm not going to make that point again. Then she says, oh my God. And then she says she wanted to leave the detox. She says that she got herself a bungalow at the Beverly Hills hotel for her and her friends. When we've already heard Depp testify that he had to get her and her friends a bungalow at the Beverly Heights hotel so that way she would leave him alone and go party. So you see, that right there is one of those things where you hear it from one person and then you hear the exact same thing from the other person. Who are you going to believe? Are you going to believe the person that goes, he wanted me to go somewhere? Or are you going to believe the person that says, yeah, I was detoxing and it was a pain in the ass and I wanted her to leave, so I got her a bungalow at the Beverly Heights hotel for her and her friends? Who are you going to believe? Okay, and that's it. That's all it is. A text where she's saying, oh yeah, we talked about that text before where he tells her that he loves her and thank you for saving my life and all that kind of stuff. Okay, see? Okay. Now that's understandable. That goes with your story, I guess. That goes with your story that he actually wanted you there. But the only part that doesn't make sense is we still don't have anything else. Anything else. See, it's like she wants to claim one thing, but then there's 2 things missing. So which one is it? It's not believable. So then she starts talking about Magic Mike, and it was probably, she probably tried to bang Channing Tatum the way she tried to bang Kevin Costner. Here we go, Magic Mike 2, she's probably trying to, and this is the problem. Like if you hear a story like the one we talked about yesterday with Kevin Costner, you hear that story that she went into his trailer naked, what are you going to think? What are you going to think? Honestly. And then she's going to go to Magic Mike. Well, then she's probably going to try and do it to Channing Tatum. Honestly. So then she starts talking about December 2014, the incident with Clive Barker. And then she caught herself. You have to hear what she said. She said, he was a sci-fi writer that I liked. What do you mean by that, huh? What do you mean by that? They're like, she said, he would ruin the house he would lived in. And then she says, he hit me too hard. And he never had to deal with my face the next day. So where are the pictures for that? No pictures for that. She claims he hits me so hard and he never has to deal with my face the next day. So where are the pictures saying that he hit you so hard? So we're just going to leave it there. So I guess now we're going to have to do a part 6. Because damn, this is already part 5. And we got a hell of a lot more. You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna put this all in 15 minutes. We're gonna go fast. Then she starts talking about text or where he's apologizing more. The same thing. If he has all these text messages, why isn't there any proof? They jump back to the Boston plane incident. They talk about a call between him and her, and that she was sounding confused, and he was just saying a bunch of really crazy shit. She starts talking about getting married and living in the room. Getting married in the living room with Betty Sue, which is Johnny Depp's mom. And Like that sounds like they were in love. Like that sounds like it's all good. So essentially, I took all these notes and we listened to all this stuff, and then she still married him. So then they asked her, and this is the part that I came to. Now they ask her about the MDMA in Australia. Did you want to get MDMA? Did you want Johnny to get you MDMA before you went to Australia? No, no, I would never. I would never. Yeah, whatever. And then she starts talking about Australia. She starts talking about the story where she cut his finger off. She started saying Australia, where she was nervous, but he wanted me to come. He looked really thin. I knew something was up. She was trying to, let me see, sometime during that, he pulls out a bag of MDMA. You know, and this is the only reason about that. I don't believe that. I don't believe for a second that Johnny Depp is an MDMA person. He doesn't seem like that type of person to take ecstasy. He seems like a weed, an alcohol, a coke person. You know, I'm sorry. I have a hard time believing that. So then she starts talking about him all making more nonsense, and she can't understand. She says that he shoved her, and she says, I remember her thinking it just looks so easy. Really? After you get shoved, that's what you think about? And then she says she took a deep breath, that she literally needs to sleep, but she can't because she's scared of him. And then she says she took sleeping pills, 2 of them. And then she says that they were talking about the MDMA again, and she says he took 8 or 10 pills. Come on, man, you'd be dead. You'd be dead. And then she starts talking about the 2 bottles, the bottle of vodka, and then she starts talking about how he started choking. And she would do that. She would start saying how he would just start choking her, and out of nowhere, he ended up on top of me. How the fuck, dude? How? Like, you can't just put 2 things. Like, you can't just say, oh, he started choking me, and he ended up on top of me somehow, and just connect them. You can't do that. So then she says she smashed the bottle on the floor. She says, oh, it was so stupid of me. Yeah, right. And then she says I don't really recall. And she's supposed to be the sober one. Remember that. In all of this, she's never once talked about if she was drinking. She's never once talked about that. So then she says she remembers her feet and they were cut up. No proof of that. She's crying, but there's no tears coming out. He's downstairs listening to Marilyn Manson. Then she says after all of that, she says that he got a phone and he started punching it, and heard that her face was like right here. And he grabbed the phone, he starts punching it against the wall. And she says that it looked like it broke into a million pieces, like smithereens. And apparently that was the excuse for why he lost his finger. Yeah, right. So then she starts talking about how she came downstairs the next morning. We're almost done, thank God. Then she starts talking about how she saw the blood on the markings on the wall, and that it'd be clear. She says, it looks like he ran out of blood. The markings became clearly letters. What the fuck are you talking about? Then she says that she bled. And then the part about sticking the bottle up her veg. Dude, if you expect me to believe that a person is going to be able to stick a bottle up a woman's vagina and there's not going to be any damage to her whatsoever, come on, man. Come on. It's a bottle. It is a glass bottle. And that part of a woman is flesh. It's a body. You can't do that. That's not how it works, lady. Like, no proof, no evidence, no pictures, no nothing. No anything. Really? Come on. So then she says that she was just scared, shocked. Well, would you be scared and shocked if you just had a bottle put up you? Blah. Then she says she starts wiping her face and there's nothing. She says all the physical violence over the span of this. And she says, did you do any of this damage? The attorney tells her, did you do any of this damage in these pictures? And she says, no. What? No. And she got defensive. And you saw her get defensive. You saw it in her face when she did that. Why would you get defensive for? For what reason are you getting defensive at the attorney for? For what? Because you're guilty. That's why. So I can't wait till cross because they're going to own her ass. And I already know she's probably going to break really quickly because that's the type of person she is. She starts talking about him hitting her again. She starts talking about how she found his iPad and he was texting some other woman. Where's the text? She starts talking about how they had an argument, and then the argument led to a shoving match. Then he shoved her over and over, and he hit her on the head. And then, he shoved her, and then she hit her head on the brick because he shoved her so hard. But you didn't need medical attention. Are you sure about that? A man shoves you so hard that you fly back and you hit your back of your head on the brick, and there's no scar, there's no damage, there's nothing. Really? Okay. So then she says, he dragged me over to the bed. He put his knee on my back. My head was in the bed, and he starts punching me with a closed fist. And he was just punching me over and over. And all I could hear was him saying in my ear, I want to kill you. I hate you. You ruined my life. No pictures, no medical care, nothing. No police report. She said it, he was punching me over and over and over. But she didn't have wait a minute. She didn't have a concussion, right? But she did a concussion check on a phone call. Ugh. Then she says there was chunks of her hair missing. No evidence of that as well. She showed some kind of picture where you saw like a little thing like that. Dude, no. And then she shows another picture where there's like hair on the floor. I've seen chunks of hair. Okay, I've seen what it looks like when people pull out chunks of hair. I've been around girls when they fight each other and they're like, meh, meh, meh. And then you see the chunks of hair fall out of a chick's head. I've seen it. I know what it looks like. Okay, so you think that a little photo where it's just like a little piece of hair like that and it's just like a little clump, that's not pulling hair out of your head. I've seen chicks pull each other's hair out of their head. I know what it looks like. That wasn't it. And then she goes into another where he grabbed her vagina again. And then she goes into another story where he hit her. He grabbed her by the hair. He hit her in the face multiple times. Again, no evidence. And that was, watch, I'm serious. And I finished. I finally finished. But I'm going to tell you right now. Towards the end, I stopped taking notes. I genuinely couldn't take it anymore. Thank you for liking and subscribing. Thank you for staying with me on this one. This one's kind of long. It's 18 minutes. I couldn't take it anymore, man. I couldn't write notes anymore. I was taking notes all day yesterday. And once we got to about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, dude, I was so tired of listening to her. I just couldn't do it anymore. I genuinely couldn't. Oh, well. So, damn, we just did 5 videos. So if I would have done this in one piece, it would be 58 minutes long. Fuck. God. All right, well, I'm just going to kill it because I am tired from yesterday. I'm tired from today. So thank y'all for being here. Thank you, everybody that's gotten me up to 40,000 followers. Thank y'all so much. I really appreciate it. You know, without y'all, without this, and next week's going to be good because next week's an open week. There's no trial, so we can get into other stuff besides Johnny Depp. It's going to be really great. And I've been thinking about that. I'm thinking about doing some TV reviews, TV show reviews, movie reviews, just some stuff, pop culture stuff. You know, let's do it. Let's have a good time. This trial has really been like a piece of work, man. It really kind of bogs you down because you hear about all violence and you hear about domestic abuse and you're just like, ugh. So yeah, I'm going to leave it there. Oh, good 5 videos. Good 5 videos. So thank you for liking and subscribing. Thank you for staying with me on this one. I still have a lot, but I think I'm going to wait for Monday. I do still have like some pictures of her. Look at that. That's the picture I'm going to put up on the screen. Look at that. I'm getting red. Okay, thank you for liking and subscribing. Thank you for watching all these videos. I know it's a pain in the ass to have to wait this long for all this bullshit, but hey, you're here with me. I really appreciate you. So thank you so much. Thank you for liking and subscribing. We will catch you next time.